All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Symphogear, Season 5, Episode 13, the series finale. Well, okay, like, probably the series finale, but, you know, there's that whole thing of an announcement of, like, a Symphogear project that might be a new season, or it might just be something completely different. Who knows?
Right before we do this.
Yeah.
Of course. It's so funny.
But, yeah, it has been a hell of a ride.
We did it.
We did. And our girls are here. They iron rained, dropped down through the sky, through a wormhole created by the people that were their enemies to get to God, aka Shemha, aka Miku possessed, so that way they can kick ass or take that ass back, you know, or handhold. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Right. But there will be a replacement show that we will be announcing at the end of the discussion for this episode, so make sure to stay tuned for that. Yeah, I'm very proud of my choice. So
I am as well. It's one that was not what I expected.
No.
And it is one that was, well, it's a dub show for one. So that also surprised me. So I was like, oh, well, interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, your Tuesday slot of your first super long Tuesday slot one.
It is coming to a close.
And it's done. Okay. So y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone. Now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below. Then come back here for the discussion. Another anime under our belt, Jacob.
Yep. This has been a hell of a ride.
And Symphogear is one that goes into this very special place of being the most glorious of passion projects that somehow got 5 seasons.
Right.
And they all just proceed to get better and better and better, like in terms of like the glorious presentation and music and animation.
The fact that like we started with the black arts and like, you know, all of the visuals. Those humble beginnings of the first season.
Yes.
That
I mean, still had that concert.
Oh yeah. Like I still,
that was episode 1 or 2.
Yeah, like, still very near and dear to my heart. And I want to rewatch those early Symphogear bits because you know it's the nostalgia and the wow, this is how much it changed, but then also like those wonderful early moments. But yeah, now it's done. You know. Right.
I mean, in a lot of ways, it really is. I think if anything made after this will be done, it'll be something where, you know, there'll be some kind of side stories or something like that, or what have you. But
I mean,
this is a really good ending.
I would absolutely sign up for a like spin-off series that was side story stuff.
Yeah, they go the Fate style and they do cooking together.
Yeah, exactly. You know, they did beef stroganoff that one time, so now they gotta do something else, right? Like. Just them doing karaoke and all of that good stuff, you know, culture festivals and like.
I'm really satisfied with what we got. I feel like having a final, you know, boss encounter with a god that basically has multiple phases of ways that they fight it to then where it's no longer about the fight. It's about they need to have Hibiki reach Miku within Shemha and then or take, you know, Shemha out of Miku. But even then being something where at the end, as Yggdrasil's blowing up, Shemha reaches out and grabs them and has like a, hey, why? Yeah. Don't you realize what you're doing is just going to cause more suffering? And then they're like, no, but you see, that's the point, is that through that and in the attempt to connect through that, we actually like gain something special. And it's like, okay, well then
we are strugglers.
All right, here we go. I'll let you guys live. That's fine.
Yep. That was
really cool.
That was wonderful. It was the
god's heart too.
You won the god's heart with the power of love. You know that we knew had to happen. Right. And so there you go.
But you also kicked the god's ass. You also exercised the god
and gave the best concert. You know, you sung the greatest song in the world. You know.
Right. They literally hit the checklist of what a Symphogear like finale should have in every single way.
And they even threw in there the sacrifice of a previous antagonist. I gotta say, as amazing as the fight with Shemha was, and like the way that it was resolved, my favorite part, hands down, was Carol stopping the beam.
Oh yeah,
that was like
that was so good.
That was so good. Like both because it has the stakes, right? Of oh shit,
Right.
you know, like there's a sacrifice happening here. This has consequences, right? But also just the image of like someone small standing up to the overwhelming, you know,
Yeah.
and just being like, nope, like that was.
Yeah, there's also
Yes.
just something really awesome about animation specifically and how it can take something so ridiculous as like a crazy light show like this and turn it into something like a powerful emotional moment.
Right.
Is really sweet because there's all these little things that are done to make it like as cool as possible, like the fact that she uses one hand, whereas some some anime will make some deal as if
One
using
hand or
two hands
yeah,
makes a difference.
Right.
But it's just the idea of like no. This is what's cool. The flowing of the wind on the cape and everything, and then it's the turn back of the no, like this is what I'm doing.
Right. And even the way that it like they brought up the things from before. Not just the fact that Carol like exists.
Well, but Carol also did this exact thing
very well
earlier in the season.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And back when they were fighting her back in season 3, like the idea that she had this this whole super move, right, that was supposed to destroy everything, right, and then it's no, that's what she's using here, and that line of her being like, yeah, when I made this, I did not think it would be, and I did not think it would be used for something like this.
Yeah.
But hey,
it's also the idea that like taking the lens of we're not doing the finale where the god was right and humanity ends up all getting connected perfectly through this, but the heroes are like, well, we found the heart in what you were trying to do, you're just doing it the wrong way. They went with
we'll
God
accept
is
the curse
wrong.
of Belial.
Yeah, we are not going to accept the easy way that turns us into a hive mind or something where we can all understand each other perfectly, because then, well, what's the point then?
Yeah, we would lose out on all of the wonderful struggles that we have been working to overcome with each other, where we can't understand each other perfectly.
Right.
Because like the whole idea of the universal language, the show seemed to be like saying that it's not just about like speaking the same language, right? Because Hibiki and Miku speak the same language, and yet they have plenty of communication problems, right?
Yeah.
But it's more of the like. That it would be something beyond that, right? To have perfect understanding of other people. It's like, okay, that does sound kind of nice on paper, and yet, even so, wouldn't we want to keep this, right?
Yeah, I think it's the beauty of using song as a way to kind of connect it all, is that in the moment where people sing, yeah, we are then all one people. We are then all humanity. We are not then, from this country or from this race or from this creed or culture or what have you. It's all then we sing there, we harmonize in that,
right?
And in those moments it takes effort. You can sing poorly, but you can also not sing at all, and you can end up then missing out on the opportunity to get wrapped up in the song of humanity.
Right. And the very fact that we value, and in this show they value singing so much is because that's the way that they can push past the limitations and all of that, right?
Right. It's not an eternal thing.
Right.
It's temporal. Eventually your voice gives out. It's hard to actually like
It's something you have to work
forever.
at. Yeah.
It's something you have to work at, exactly. There's a lot of really good, very easy to draw from metaphors that singing uses to basically be like, no, that's the beauty of humanity.
Even when they had to train with each other in order to harmonize, right?
Yep.
So that they could be all
extra
badass in
so
combat
that when the struggle comes, you're then ready.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's a really beautiful kind of gem hidden within, I would say, the bombastic craziness of the show, is that, oh no, singing is a very good fully wrapped up package as to what the best of humanity can be in terms of connection. Is just we speak, we sing, we think, and yet in those times we can do it poorly, but we can also do it really well. And it's a performance in that, like you're saying, it takes work, it takes practice, it is not easy. It is something you have to choose to do, but it is also something you can choose not to do. It is something that you don't have to participate. And thus, there can be times when connection is not possible.
Right, because in a lot of ways, the choice is more valuable than the actual connection itself.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
even Shemha made the point that all the gods are individuals too. They don't have some kind of perfect thing that unifies them.
Right.
And wonder why that is. Maybe
Maybe because they determined that that was the better option.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah. But
something that's kind of fun to think about.
But if there was a season that came after this one, right? If there was a continuation season,
a whole other season,
then I feel like at that point, now that the whole, Earth situation has been thoroughly
I don't really want another season.
I don't either. I think
think
if I got another season, I would want it to be the slice of life, all that stuff.
That would be cute as fuck. I also think it would be really cool to have them start a band. Like we just go full, what is it, K-On or something, right?
Right, oh yeah, okay, Maria and Tsubasa are idols, but all of a sudden it's okay, now suddenly, at the next performance, there's 8 of them, Yeah.
Oh, that would be fun. I mean, Carol's number 8. Yeah.
No, yeah, that's right, because Elf 9.
Or I mean,
Elf 9 wasn't with them when they did the singing down below.
Right, because she took that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The final scene, I really appreciate that they gave us some epilogue, even though it was a very minimal one.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been a little bit just kind of disappointed if that wasn't something that we had a bit of, but I get it. They can't do that much because they've got this big song to share with us. I love that we got a new original song.
That was fantastic.
I also loved the old school sitcom credits where it's here's the voice, the actor or voice actress first, then the character,
and then the name of their ability, or relic, basically.
Right, but what I see here in something that is very special in Symphogear in a way that I don't see a lot in other anime is that the actors or actresses for these main characters put so much into their roles because of the singing, because of how just fucking amazing the voice acting was.
Yeah.
And I think these are probably one of their I would love to see interviews with them that was this one of your favorite roles you've ever done, or was this one of the hardest roles you've ever done?
Sure.
Because just Yuki as Hibiki had to do so much screaming and singing, singing blended into screaming, where it's that's
that can't be easy.
That can't be easy. But then also just the legends themselves just doing this, and then a nice little funeral to end it off, where it's
because we did lose someone, right?
Yeah. We lost a couple people. It's just whether or not we're sad about all of them.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a life is a life, but I loved this little bit that Maria is in black in mourning with Tsubasa to show kind of solidarity, whereas the other girls are kind of
in their regular winter
in their
clothes.
Regular outfits, because it's we came to visit you, not we came to mourn with you.
Right.
And I've always liked the Maria Tsubasa relationship because it's these people are leaders that have also struggled and doubted themselves a ton.
And also,
really
if you take the lineup of all the characters that we see there, right, of the
Yeah.
girls,
Yeah.
maybe not including Elf 9, but she's sort of separated with the the support crew, right?
Right.
How many neurons do you see here?
It's all concentrated in Chris and Miku.
Right.
I mean,
and even
bless Kirika and Shirabe. They're some of my favorite characters.
Yeah, but
I think they almost in some ways overtook the main cast for a big portion of the show.
And it was very clear, even just when they were their first scene being introduced in season 2, that it's okay, here we go.
Yeah. But no, Chris honestly has half of the brain cells in this 3 brain cell, quintet here.
Right, she has 1.5, and then there's half a brain cell for each of Hibiki, Shirabe, and Kirika.
No, not even that. 1 full brain cell goes to Miku.
Yeah.
She's just had to deal with the mental damage from being in a relationship with Hibiki.
And then half a brain cell is shared by the other 3.
The other 3, yeah. And then it's like 10 brain cells in Maria.
Right, exactly. Well, yeah. Then it's then it's regular functioning human person, right? like responsible and able to like watch over the kids,
mentioning
basically.
like tomato juice or something like.
Having barbecues in the winter time. What terrifying.
I can't wait to get into like the memes and shit for this this show.
Yep.
It's so good, so good.
Yep.
The little Fine reference. What did you think about that? That was really fun.
That was fun. I really liked it because the world building and everything that they got into in season 1 of Symphogear went very hard. Like it was.
They almost doubled back a little bit over the course of the 3 next seasons because it was like, well, okay, that was really like we weren't sure we were gonna get more, so we went really hard all the way up to God stuff, and now we're gonna back away. We're gonna introduce alchemy. We're gonna build up the history of this planet a little bit,
not to say that the stuff that was introduced post season 1 as far as world building was bad, but I really love that there was that callback made to it because the scope of the world building in season 1 still I think was a bigger scope of world building than almost like all the other seasons up until this one put together. Like, because it was grandiose, right? So the idea that it's like, that still ends up coming back. Yeah, Fine, we see her spirit once more. Awesome.
Yeah, the wish that she had basically to connect with God was, now that we see in context here, a wish that she had to connect with her lost love, basically, that she had to basically give up in order to save the world, basically.
Right. Like that was in a lot of ways potentially the cry of help, stop this, right? Right. This has happened, right? Okay, cool, but
yeah, Fine was my favorite of the villains that didn't get like turned into a party member, basically.
Right. Yeah. That's good
because Carol obviously is awesome, but she got party membered.
She got party membered,
and then the best antagonists, of course, were Maria and Kirika and Shirabe.
Right. Well, and there.
I'm gonna say again, the best antagonists were Maria, Kirika, and Shirabe.
Right, because Ver was a hero.
right.
Yes,
exactly. But yeah, it's just the earlier seasons of Symphogear kind of hit different story-wise and world-building-wise.
Yep.
And then the later seasons had like
all the wonderful visuals and hype behind them.
Right, but kind of went a bit like wonky in kind of story beats and stuff and antagonists.
Right, like the fact that in this final scene where we get to see the spirits of everybody coming back, when it's showing like the antagonists from season 3 and 4, I don't really care about. Or sorry. 4 and 5.
4 and 5.
4 and 5.
Yeah.
I don't care about the fact that I'm seeing these people as the previous antagonists that are here now. I care about the fact that we're seeing everybody, right?
Right.
So, yeah.
Holy shit! I just realized.
Vampire
girl is doing the most amazingly split-fingered V, where it's like, wait. Is this vampire or something else you're signing for right now?
That's
but it's like, holy shit, you broke your fingers to like right. That's so funny.
Yeah, vampire healing, it'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah. But Mom and Ver was a really fun touch because there's a bit of softness in this where you can tell that the mom from season 2 was one of the characters that probably is the closest to Fine in that she sought something by any means necessary and kind of was a bit of a it's a bit of a horrible person in the way that she did it.
Yes,
in the same way that Fine was as well. But
exactly, like, she wasn't really redeemed. It was more that Maria was able to reconcile the situation.
It's exactly the same thing that happened with Hibiki's dad, I would say.
Yeah. Right.
It's like he was still a shitty person.
And you can have a random, completely out of nowhere 3-second clip where he goes home and he's like, I'm not going to run away anymore. But,
Yeah.
I also like that we got to see Kanade because, I
That was really
appreciate
special, too.
I appreciate when character deaths are not forgotten by the series, because they're certainly not going to be forgotten by the characters.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. That's the end of the show. Mm-hmm. And of course it ends with a confession that, okay, we don't get to actually see, which is a little like, meh. But, we know what's going on.
Yeah, we
that's a private thing between the two of them.
Yeah, exactly.
But, yeah. But replacement show. Or is there more stuff you want to say?
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I'm really glad that we watched this show. This is one of those shows that for a Tuesday slot, I feel like is the perfect kind of show to do. It was super long. I definitely didn't love it equally all the way through.
Sure.
There was a lot
Highs
of
and
parts.
lows for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of parts that were really low, but the absolute high I'm feeling right now of having completed an anime that feels like it did exactly what it set out to do from the beginning.
Yes.
Finally,
Right.
where it's the idea that when you finished Legend of Korra, for instance. Legend of Korra very much meandered in the middle and had a lot of things where it lost its way and stuff like that. And yet when you finished it, you were like, oh, yeah, let's go into the light together. Let's go, lesbians.
Yeah,
It's the same kind
the
of
comparison works very well, especially with the only thought it would get one season at the beginning, and then started getting more.
Yeah, it's a thing that turned into a passion project that had more substance in the animation than a lot of the story and stuff like that as well.
Yes.
But this is one where I feel like is even kind of pushing beyond that, because it's the idea that there's going to be lasting things beyond the anime itself that I will hold on to, and that's the music.
Yeah.
And that's something that I don't think there's ever been an anime on this level where I'm going to take the soundtrack basically with me and be like, yeah, I'm gonna liberally use this as like
fight music in a D&D campaign or something.
Like my favorite dip with fries. I'm just gonna be like, oh yeah, let's get a ton of that shit. Give me some more.
And also it gives me additional appreciation for Grand Blue, with Kohei being such a fan of the I forget what the name is changed to in Grand Blue, but Nana Mizuki, Tsubasa's VA.
Oh,
right. Yeah, because it's just
oh yeah, the voice actresses for the main girl squad
is peak.
They were peak. I honestly have to give my just bow
right
to all of them.
It's the okay, let's see what their careers were like in other areas, what other things are they in and all that stuff.
Right, because that's another thing that I think Symphogear opened my eyes to. That's a very, very common thing in terms of celebrity, being fans of a celebrity. But in anime especially, there's a lot of big fan bases around specific actors and actresses, voice actors and voice actresses. And that's not as much of a thing here in the US.
No.
We definitely have people that we're fans of that are voice actors or voice actresses, where it's oh, I really love everything that they're in.
Right,
but
and
it's
I'll
not
totally check it out if,
Yeah. Right, but it's not as much as it is in Japan, where it's oh my, I will take everything that this character or
exactly.
This,
it's where
it's
the not quite idol culture.
Right.
Right. Well, in Tsubasa's case, the character is an idol, but closer to
yeah.
Because so much of it is not just the voice acting, but it's also the musical performances and stuff. Since those two kind of go very hand in hand, and in Symphogear, even more so than probably in a lot of other shows. But yeah.
Oh, that's a nice little desktop background potentially there.
Oh yeah.
I feel like we need to find some actually post Symphogear official art where it's this is what you should put as your desktop background.
See,
this is what your poster is that you get of Symphogear, because there's a lot of moments in Symphogear where it's very much okay, I love seeing this in motion. It looks amazing, but I would love to just capture a still of a perfect high def.
What I would want more than this one, because the thing is with this one of them when they go to visit Tsubasa is Tsubasa's not in the image, but theoretically you cut off the two dudes on the end and then Photoshop out support girl and put Tsubasa there. but what I would want is the Valkyrie landing.
Well, yes, but they barely
But of course
show
that
them.
doesn't
They
have
barely
Mewtwo.
show them all together at the same time.
Oh, that's
Like it's because there's so many of them.
right.
It's
Yeah,
hard
because
to,
they
it's
definitely
hard to
showed them
see.
one at a time.
It's hard to see them all at once. I can go to the part where they land here, and it's very much like like you can kind of like hear, but see, you can tell it's a very lower level like art
Right. Yeah.
kind of display there.
Right. Far away shot, kind of a deal.
Like this is kind of it. But
But
then
even
again,
then, you
it's
don't
only
have
5 of
Maria
them.
in that picture, and you don't
Right.
have Miku because she's not there yet. And yeah. That's tough. That's tough.
Right.
Because ideally, you'd want all 7 of the main girls,
Yep. All in their Symphogear.
all in their Symphogear, plus Carol.
And that's where.
And that's how do you like
Well, do you know how you do that, Jacob?
fan art?
Nope. You buy figures online. And you spend thousands of dollars. That's
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's why merch was what moves anime. Like that's
It's a powerful thing.
it's a powerful thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. Y'all,
Okay.
thank you so much for watching the Symphogear series with us. Jacob, what are we watching next? It's something very short, isn't it?
It is, and it is very short. The shortest reaction I think that we've done.
We might
yet.
have done something that's exactly 6 episodes before.
Okay.
I'll have to go back and check.
But it is very fitting, given that we had Carol using alchemy to turn some of Shemha into gold, because this show is Golden Boy,
Yes.
the dub. If you're wondering, like, what the fuck is Golden Boy? Well,
Come
it's-
watch it with us.
Come watch it with us. And if you've seen that legendary clip of a dude struggling to swim in a pool, struggling, more like drowning, you know, and before asking how did I do when he gets to the other side, that's Golden Boy. Yeah, and I know that clip, and that clip is enough to make me feel like I want to watch this show.
I love how you basically were like, I'm going to break the limits of what a Tuesday slot can be by watching a 5-cour anime.
And then go to a
immediately after
half-cour.
that, you're like, I'm going to watch a 6-episode anime.
Yep, I mean, hey, gotta shake things up, you know.
Amazing. So, next week, y'all, Golden Boy,
Mm-hmm.
episode 1, in the English dub. No,
Yeah.
I don't care about whether or not you don't like it's in the English dub or not.
Dubs are fantastic.
Dubs are
sometimes.
fantastic for
And
comedies.
You have to give them proper appreciation when they're good, and because first experience is so important, because a lot of the times that can change which way you hear it in your head and stuff. Yes, we are absolutely doing this first. We are not just doing the sub first and then rewatching it in the dub.
Yeah. But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the first episode's reaction to Golden Boy right now, go check out the link in the description below. For our Patreon, you can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yes, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
Next time.